Hi, everyone, and welcome to the preview show delivered by FedEx. I'm Marty Snider from NBC Sports. This is Chris Rice from Colleague Racing, also right here at NASCAR.com. Welcome to our new digs. Look, the NASCAR Hall of Fame right there. How
we
about
were
that,
just
Chris?
talking about who's behind us and all. That makes me excited.
Famous cars behind us. And speaking of famous, one of your favorite races of the year this weekend, right, Chris?
You know why? It's Bristol, baby!
Well, before we get to all the Bristol excitement that we're expecting this weekend, let's talk a little bit about Texas. And I'm wondering from you, is this now an example of how you have to be perfect in all of these races? You look at the 19 and Carl Edwards, his team, a mistake on pit road might have cost them the win. They got to be wondering what if. But the team that's really got to be wondering what if, Martin Truex Jr. and Cole Pearn, for that decision not to come down pit road.
Well, I look at it two ways. I mean, it's Texas. The tires fall off. Why not pit? That's my opinion. Why not pit? Go ahead and get you some tires and try to drive back through the field. He was the best all night. Not only was he the best, he could drive around people. He could pass people. He could do what he wanted to do. It was their chance to go out and win. So you do have to be perfect. You can't leave wheels loose. And you have to take tires when the guy's behind you, when you don't even think they're not going to take tires.
I'm curious from your standpoint as a crew chief, put yourself in Cole Pearn's shoes. How do you let that mistake, which clearly cost you the race, not affect you moving forward and question yourself on pit road to your decisions?
Well, you know what? He's going to think about that for the next week or two, and he's going to make a decision coming up at Bristol to where he probably wouldn't have made because of the Texas deal. So he's just got to let it go, get through Bristol, get through Richmond, and he'll be good come Talladega. But I'm telling you, it's going to haunt him a long time.
Oh, by the way, Kyle Busch winds up winning again. He's won 4 races in a row now if you count all the touring series as well. Just simply put, what are he and Adam Stevens doing so well?
Well, I don't know if it's Adam Stevens because he wins with everybody. I mean, you know, Kyle Busch has won so much since he came back from his wreck in Daytona last year that it's crazy. He's like a robot. I watch his lap times, and it's just how fast he is compared to his teammates. He knows what he needs out of the cars, and I think I said it a couple years ago when they went to this package. He was going to be really good, and he's showing that he's really good.
And the thing is, he knows when to push and when not to push, how hard he needs to run, at what times. That's the really scary thing. Another scary thing is they're coming to Bristol this weekend, maybe one of Kyle's best racetracks. Is there any indication just overall for the whole series from what we've seen so far this year as to you can say this person's going to be good, or is Bristol just its own animal?
I think Bristol its own animal. You know, we're going to get to the top of the racetrack. It's going to be single file, and it's going to be that one guy that can go to the bottom and be able to pass, but it's going to be who's in position at the end of the race to be up front, who can stay out on their tires, who has the fuel to be able to make it. I know it's Bristol, and we don't think about fuel, but I'm telling you, it's all about track position at Bristol. The only person I think that might be able to pass, shocker, Kyle Busch.
Well, you mentioned all the track position we're going to see and all the strategy we're going to see this weekend and how Bristol is its own animal. We usually see a lot of beating and banging here. So does that mean that the low downforce package is maybe not going to be as big of a factor this weekend as it's been all year long?
Well, that's a good question, but I still think it's going to matter. We've seen it matter at Martinsville. They got to be able to turn, and when they make the car turn, it makes them good and loose off the corner, and that's something that we like. We like to see them loose off the corner because that makes for excitement, and I'm telling you, that's going to play a key role at Bristol this weekend because you got to have forward drive off the corner.
All right, listen to these names. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Joey Logano, Matt Kenseth, and Carl Edwards. All former Bristol winners, all winless so far in 2016, 7 races in. So which one of those wins first, and do you see one of those maybe winning this weekend?
Well, I like Carl Edwards. I'm telling you, this is a racetrack where he knows how to race it. He's done it in the past. He's been a winner there at Bristol when we didn't even expect him to win. So I like Carl Edwards to go out and get that win. But it is some good names on that list he just said. That is crazy that they haven't won, but we have had some winners that won twice.
So Carl Edwards is your pick for this weekend then?
I didn't say that yet.
Who are you going to put on your NASCAR Fantasy Live lineup this weekend as a winner?
I'm going to pick Carl Edwards.
All right, you are going to pick Edwards.
Let's go ahead and say I'm going to pick Carl Edwards just because of the strategy and how fast he's been the last couple of weeks. That momentum keeps going. Just because they had a loose wheel at Texas doesn't matter. So I'm going to pick Carl Edwards.
I'm going to go with his teammate Matt Kenseth, and it's funny because Jason Ratcliffe told me, you don't understand, we go there with so much pressure because everybody expects us to be so strong at Bristol. Obviously, he's a multiple-time winner at Bristol. And surely, if they keep showing up with this kind of speed, Chris, they're eventually going to execute correctly and get a win.
They are, and both of us picked Gibbs, so that means Gibbs going to be good at Bristol, huh?
There you go. I think they'll be very strong this weekend, no doubt about it. And Dale Earnhardt Jr., he might be a pick people might want to think about.
Don't forget about Dale Earnhardt Jr.
They are definitely coming. becoming and getting a lot better. All right, make sure you keep it parked right here on NASCAR.com all weekend long, live leaderboards, in-car audio, and all the news updates as we head into the Bristol race weekend. Enjoy the Bristol race. We'll be back here next week, everyone, to talk about Richmond. Back-to-back short tracks. It's a fun part of the schedule. Enjoy it this weekend, everyone.
It's Bristol, baby!